Hi, I just wanted to talk about some of the new young adult books that we have in so that you can check them out. The first book I'm going to talk about is Darkroom Etiquette by Robin Rowe, and it is about a popular high school boy who ends up being kidnapped and his whole world is turned upside down and fact and fiction start to blur. Next we have Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, and this one is a historical fiction based in 1931 in Shanghai, but it's also mixed with a little fantasy because the main character actually cannot die. But she is recruited to be a spy, so she has to pose as a wife to another spy, and there's just a lot of adventure and spying that happens. So I think you'd really enjoy this one. Next we have I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman, who wrote the Heartstopper series. And this one is about Angel, who really loves the band The Ark, and how they end up being thrown together. And it's a heartwarming and wise book that I think will really make you think. Next we have the prequel to They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. This one's called The First to Die at the End, and it's probably gonna make you cry, especially, I mean, you know what you're getting into if you've read the other one. Need I say more? Next up, we have a little bit of horror. This one's called Lord of the Fly Fest, and as you might guess, it is a Lord of the Flies retelling, except that there's a podcast involved and influencers who are all put together, and it may turn out to be a nightmare. Next up, we have I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston, who is the same author as Red, White, and Royal Blue. So if you've read that one, you're probably gonna wanna pick this one up too. But it's about Chloe, who kisses Shara, and then Shara disappears, and she goes on a search to find out what happened to Shara, because she also meets these other people who kissed Shara, and Shara is leaving behind all these cryptic clues. So it's an adventure, but also a little bit of romance, and I think you're gonna eat it up. Next up we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace, and this book is really gonna give you those dark vibes. The main character is impervious to poison, but she also has to solve the mystery of why someone in the house she's living at is being poisoned. And there's some supernatural elements as well, so it's probably gonna give you some chilling little goosebumps. Next up, we have another historical fiction with fantasy elements. This one's called Rust in the Roots by Justina Ireland, who is the same author that wrote Dread Nation. So it's kind of a retelling of history with some things reimagined. So it's a fantasy set at the crossroads of race and power in America. So if you like history retold in a different way, this is going to be a great one to pick. So we have lots of great new books, and you should definitely come check them out. We have even more than this, so if none of these sounded interesting, never fear, we're always getting more, and you can always request books too. Thanks.